Yo, yo, yo. Welcome back in, y'all. Mike here, posting the real shit. Having a good time counting down the best players who have worn jerseys number 30 all the way down to 1. I'm calling this series the NFL Best to Wear jersey. I don't know why. But I've been having a good time. Hope you have too. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, leave comments, laugh with me. So we're down to number 24. If y'all ready for 24, I'm ready for 24. Y'all like this one. Let's go. All right, 24 is a bunch of DBs, but a running back that stands out. And I'm going to start there first. So they called him Beastmode. He likes Skittles a lot. I like Skittles too. Marshawn Lynch, 12 years in the league. Started off as 23 in Buffalo. He was kind of a head case in Buffalo, right? I knew he had talent. I remember watching him as a youngster in Buffalo. I knew he had talent, but, he's kind of a head case, not all the way there or whatever. So he started off as number 23, and then he switched to number 24. But going to Seattle, right? We all remember him as a Seahawks. Was probably like the best thing for his career. He turns into beast mode. His style of running was so different with his wide stance, trucking people. The beast quake against the New Orleans Saints in the wild card game. Just a ridiculous running back, right? I think he should be in the Hall of Fame. But first 4 years in Buffalo, traded to Seattle in 2010. He spent 6 years there, and then he goes, to Oakland a couple years, and then comes back to Seattle, so on and so forth. But by then, his career was done. 6 1,000-yard seasons. He had over 10,000 yards, 83 touchdowns, 2,000 more receiving yards, and 9 touchdowns there. And check out his stats. In 2011, he had 1,204 yards and 12 touchdowns. In 2012, he had 1,590 yards and 11 touchdowns. In 2013, he had 1,257 yards and 12 touchdowns. In 2014, he had 1,306 yards and 13 touchdowns. This brother was sick. He carried, I don't care what anybody says, Russell Wilson this, Russell Wilson that. If Beast Mode would have gotten the ball at the goal line, was it 2014 Super Bowl? They would have gone back to back. All right? But hey, people say Pete Carroll wanted Russell Wilson to win the MVP, yada, 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 and who knows what the truth is. They would have had a second Super Bowl, but in any way, they had one. They should have won 2 off of his back in the Legion of Boom. One of the most feared running backs ever. Nobody wanted to see dude. He was trucking everybody, and if he didn't truck you, he can go around you. Really, 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 good running back. His stats, once again, his stats are better than some of these cats who are in the Hall of Fame. But who knows if he'll get there or not. One of the absolute best TD celebrations ever, jumping backwards and grabbing his junk. He got plenty of fines for that. But just, a good solid dude, man. Like when you watch this cat off the field and things like that, like his off the field personality doesn't match the on field persona. He got to maintain this tough guy thing, but he's just, you can say he's just a good guy, takes care of his people. But on the field, one of the best, number 24. So shout out to Beast Mode, Marshawn Lynch. And now we get into all the cornerbacks. And I'm going to say this. 24 might be the most stacked cornerback number. All right? We talked about 28 being the most stacked number so far. 24 is a really, 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 really stacked number. And it's a whole bunch of cornerbacks at the top. First is Ty Law. Many of you remember him with the New England Patriots. I hated this guy's guts because he was a nightmare against the Dolphins, picking off our lowly cornerbacks. Heck, he even got Dan Marino a couple times. But he got Peyton Manning hella times. And he's the reason rules got changed and essentially became softer for cornerbacks. Thank you, Ty Law. But he played 15 years with the New England, the Jets, KC, and Denver at the end. 53 career picks, 7 touchdowns. He led the league in interceptions in 98 and 2005. 7 forced fumbles, 5 fumble recoveries, 5-time Pro Bowler, 2-time All-Pro, 3-time Super Bowl champ, just all-around cat. I just remember him being so physical and pressing on dudes, and like receivers just couldn't shake this guy because at that time he was able to maul them. And, the coach had to get the rules changed and so on because, he did that one too many times. And, of course, the golden boy Peyton Manning had to win his Super Bowls, right? Conspiracy. No, but seriously, Ty Law was one hell of a player, man. Again, I hated his guts because he played for the Patsies. But straight dog. Absolute baller. Can't complain about his career one bit. Moving on. One of the very best. And his nickname is one of the very best. You may know him as Champ. First name is Roland, but nobody calls him Roland. They call him Champ. Champ Bailey. A stud coming out of UGA. Lockdown corner, 15 years. Washington and Denver. I already talked about him getting traded for Clinton Portis in the number 26 jersey episode. 2005, he had 8 INTs. In 2006, he had 10 INTs. 52 total picks, 4 touchdowns, 931 tackles, 7 forced fumbles. 12-time Pro Bowler. 3-time All-Pro. Hall of Famer. One of the absolute dogs. One of the best locked down. His stats will probably be better, but he didn't get challenged that much. Like, this guy was that guy, man. From the time he stepped foot in the league, he was it. Till the time he retired, he was Champ Bailey, and everybody knew Champ. His name preceded him, but his game wasn't far behind. No doubt about it. So Champ Bailey, outstanding number 24 Hall of Famer. One of the very best to do it. Moving on. Recently inducted into the Hall of Fame. Darrelle Revis. What can I say? The Island. I watched this cat lock up dudes one-on-one. No help over the top. He was physical. He got in your junk. Receivers couldn't get open. And for a while there, he was the best in the league. No argument about that. Some people will say Richard Sherman, back and forth, depending on what you like. For my money, Revis was that guy. And he challenged everybody, and everybody who came left with an L just about. He was truly an island. 11 years with the Jets, Tampa Bay, New England, came back to the Jets and then KC towards the end. 29 total picks for his career, 3 TD, 7 Pro Bowls, 4 All-Pros, 1-time Super Bowl champ. Like I said, just got inducted into the Hall of Fame. I don't know what else to say about Revis Island, except that he was a dog. He was that guy. He wasn't intimidated. He wasn't scared. The matchup, he followed dudes. I feel like he's like one of the last guys, right, to actually follow cats around. Like, corners don't follow dudes around. There's still some good corners, but this guy literally followed cats around. And it was like, okay, we're not, I guess we're taking this guy out of the game today. That's the kind of guy he was, man. Much props. Talking about these dudes is so fun, man. I just enjoy, the strategy, the tactics, the competitiveness of some of these greats. And Darrelle Revis, one of the absolute monsters, one of the absolute best number 24s in NFL history. And here's the deal, man. I talked about Rod Woodson being underrated and maybe being the best corner ever. You know who else is up there for best corner ever and nobody talks about? Charles Woodson. Has anyone looked at Charles Woodson's stats and career? And the guy is versatile, man. He played left corner, right corner, free safety, strong safety. This guy was all over the damn place. And he excelled all the time. I remember him coming out of school out of Michigan, Heisman Trophy winner with the rose in his mouth, right? Striking the pose. Like, he was that guy from the jump. 18 years in the league, Oakland 11, Green Bay 7. He wore number 21 in Green Bay. 65 career picks, 11 touchdowns, 1,200 tackles, 33 forced fumbles, 18 fumbles recovered. Like I said, he played left, right corner, strong, free safety, all over the defensive backfield. 9-time Pro Bowler, 3-time All-Pro. He made a Pro Bowl as a cornerback and a safety. Like, what the hell? His last Pro Bowl was in his last year at age 39. Like, what is going on? What is going on? One-time Super Bowl champ, probably should have had more if not for the stupid tuck rule that got Tom Brady and the Patriots the championship, their first one. Clear fumble, NFL. Talk about conspiracy. Like this guy, 1998 and 2009 Defensive Player of the Year. He led the league in interception in 2009 and 2011. And in 2009, he returned 3 of them for touchdowns. There is nothing Charles Woodson couldn't do on the field. He did it all, and he did it well. So I'm going to say that Charles Woodson is one of the absolute best. And when I mean best, I'm saying no lower than 4 or 5 cornerbacks to ever play the game of football. And he played when the league allowed for some physicality, and he played when they started taking physicality away. His athleticism, he could do anything. One of the absolute best guys. And when you look at this guy's stats and his career and his highlights, you're like, damn. He was just born to play sports, football, whatever. He was born to play sports. One of the very best, man. And I love watching him play. Shout out to Charles Woodson. Truly one of the best. Told y'all, man, number 24 was stacked. That's really, I'm going to stop right there. Number 24 was stacked. But I enjoy looking up these guys, man. Like, who's really that guy? Who would you put at the top? Between Ty Law and Champ and Revis and Charles Woodson. That's a nice list, bro. Like, are you going to say, well, you know, Revis is the best because he was an island, nobody threw to him, kind of like the Dion argument against Rod Woodson? Or are you going to say, hey, man, Charles Woodson, they did throw to him and he picked them off. He was a lockdown corner. Dude, like I said, this was a really, really tough call. But I have to go with Charles Woodson as the best number 24 to ever play in NFL history. All right, y'all. Short and sweet. I like this one. But I will catch you guys next time. Mike here. Sports in the Rush. Peace.